Hey, hey, kiddos. It's Tanglewood Sue here. Back from Greece and Turkey and Rome. It was amazing. All right, let me know if we're on here. Let me see if I'm getting some comments. Here we go here. It was so fantastic. But I missed you guys, and I'm happy to be back. So let me know if I'm on the DIY paint page. Want to make sure I'm there. First one to say I'm here. I don't advertise. Just tell me if I'm here. Carmelina wins. She wins my love and affection. Hey, kiddos. Welcome. Again, Tanglewood Sue here. Excited to be back on the DIY paint page. So many exciting things are happening with DIY that I'm not allowed to say, but I've got a big mouth. No, I'm not. Zip it. So yes, I'm back, and lots of ideas flowing through my head. For those of you who don't know, I own a little shop called Tanglewood Works right outside of DC. I also have a page called Crazy A Craft Club, okay, and a craft coach, excuse me. Within that, I have a craft club. So I'm all about upcycling, reusing, reinventing, having fun, laughing a lot, and telling stories. I love to tell stories. Wow, you guys are loud. Hold on, I got to turn down these notifications. Wait a second. Okay, hello from Westfield. First timer. Hi, Carol. Carol, forgive me. I'm looking at my phone, but my monitor's over here, so I may not get to your comments exactly as you say them, but I'll do my best. And I always go through the live after, answer any questions you ask that I may have missed. So, what do I want to do today? Well, we're going to do a project, that's for sure, always. This is what can't that paint do, right? What can't DIY paint do? I picked a topic that I knew would never end. Because this paint can do anything, and I knew that I would have so much fun with this topic week after week. So every second and third Thursdays, right here, 3 p.m. DIY paint page, and you can find me on my other lives over on Tanglewood Works. So, what do I want to talk to you about today? I want to talk to you about the creative brain, because if you're on this page, if you're watching me now, if you took time out of your busy Thursday to tune in to the DIY paint page and watch me. You want to have a good time. And you are a creative brain. So creative brains function in a wild, mysterious way. I can't say they're that much different from other brains because I've only ever had this one. I can only tell you from empirical data that certain things happen to me that don't seem to happen to other people. Okay, so let's just leave it at that. And I'm attributing it to creative brain. Number one. And do you guys ever wake up? Now, this is not happy, joyful, but it is part of the creative brain. Do you wake up in the morning sometimes? And this probably goes for everybody, whether you're creative or not. But you just feel, like you got a pit in your stomach. Like there is definitely something wrong today. There is something wrong. Like you haven't even opened your eyes and something is wrong because you feel it like right here. Like that happened to me today. And what do? Creative brains try to solve the problem, right? We don't just flow with it. We're like, what's wrong? What's going on? We go and let me go check on my kids. Open up the door to a teenage room. Bad idea. Mom, shut the door. Yeah, they're fine. You go downstairs, the house is okay, the pets are okay, the plants, they're all dead, but that's always happening. Don't check the bank account because we know that's always going to be stressful. Like, that's a given. But your brain tries to figure out, what is wrong? All right? Can I get some hearts if you guys or whatever we do on Facebook here, if you guys ever feel that. We just want to figure out what's wrong. So there's nothing wrong. I mean, besides maybe the bank account and the dead plants, there is nothing wrong. It's just that we are misfiring, or our creative juices are flowing in the reverse direction, or Mercury's in retrograde, or whatever it is, but there's nothing really wrong. So why am I telling you this? Why would I be ranting about this? Because I have a solution. And it's the one that works for me, and I hope it works for you guys. And if you're on this page, I think it will. A lot of people call it moving meditation. Don't worry, I'm not going down that road of meditation. I can't do it. I can't sit still. But moving meditation is painting, right? Some people walk, some people jog, God help them. I'm not doing that. I'm not running, I'm not jogging, I'm not swimming. I'll take a nice long walk to the bar and back again. There you go, walk. But what I have found is that just the art of being creative for creativity's sake, not to work on a custom piece for a client, okay? Not to redo that piece for the dining room that you want to get perfect, but just art for art's sake. I know it sounds trite, but do it. So I've been playing around with this, and so this little piece here behind me is just a piece that I'm probably never going to sell, but I just keep drawing on it and then painting on it and then doing dots on it and then squiggles on it. It's like every day that I wake up and don't know like what's wrong or I need to just find joy or something, I just play. And there's no end and there's no beginning. And that's what I wanted to say to you guys today, that if your creative brain is misfiring, don't try to do a project that requires you to get it right, because we do have some of those. You know, even though I'm a big proponent of there's no mistakes, sometimes when you're doing something for a custom client and the top coat bubbles or this, that, you can have a mistake. So don't go there, but I just want to encourage you to go somewhere that feels good, that's colorful. If that's your thing, that's my thing, and have some fun. But I want to tell you about another way creative brains may misfire. You see this? I'm getting to the point today. Creative misfire. Do you see this little tea card I'm working on for my custom client? Do you see that it has 2 trays? Aren't they cute? Yeah, they have nothing to do with this piece because I had a complete and utter creative misfire where my brain wanted to solve a problem that wasn't even there. So sometimes you wake up and you feel icky and your brain wants to solve it. And sometimes you're faced with a problem and your creative brain says, I got this. And it is wrong. But you end up with something fun. Look at that. Isn't that fun? So that's what we're going to play with today. This, if you want to know the whole story, I'm not going to do it here. But if you want to know the whole dang crazy story, in the link of today's live, I put a sign up. If you sign up, I will send you the YouTube video when it's done. I'm editing it right now, and I'm going over exactly what happened here. I'm telling you a couple more creative misfire stories that are funny and with my mama. And I'm going to teach you from beginning to end how I did this, why I did this, and how, if you choose, you can do this too. So this is decoupage with tissue paper. Okay. And on this one, I did a complete resin coat. That's why it's so shiny. All right, but what I want to talk to you about is I've been doing a lot of tissue decoupage. Let me see if I can pull this up for you. Let me see if I can do this Debi beard style. All right, Debi, this one's for you. Ah! All right, so I've been decoupaging this whole thing with crazy quilted tissue paper. And I've been using Mod Podge, and then I was using Big Top on top of things. And I thought, Big Top on top, Mod Podge on bottom, da 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 da. What if? Could I use Mod Podge? No, Big Top instead of Mod Podge because I could just stick with one product. All right, you guys are with me? Let's go over to my workshop and I'll tell you what I'm thinking about. Okay. Oh, good. I can read the comments now. Hey. Never heard of moving. Yes, creativity helps for sure. Absolutely. It's moving meditation. I've been trying a lot to think about who I am. What do I do? Why am I here? No, I haven't been going that deep. But I have been thinking a lot about what it is that I offer people in my group and on my page, and not really in my store. And I've decided it's, basically being a crazy craft coach. But then I started thinking, well, why? Why do we need craft coaches? And I think it's because we need this. We need a form of meditation that doesn't require those of us who can't sit still to sit still. So I just am constantly coming up with craft projects for us to do. So there you go. That's it. Just what if and trying new things. So this is a wood. This is made from some old pallet pieces, okay, that I've glued on and stuck together. And I want to show you the after of another one that I did. So let me know if you guys have ever done tissue decoupage. Put it in the comments right now for me if you would, kiddos. Tell me if you've done tissue decoupage before. I do pull out whimsy right out of my you-know-what. I'm also completely inappropriate, but that's okay. Have you guys done tissue decoupage? Because it's different than regular decoupage. I want to answer any questions you guys have, so let me know in the comments for me, kiddos, so I know where to start this demo for you, because I might back up a couple steps if you guys haven't decoupaged at all. I'm sitting down here. Okay, so basically you have, Melissa, so tell me this, Melissa, if you've done tissue decoupage, do you find that it puckers like a big fat kiss, like it gets all crackly? Has that happened to you? Or at least when you first started tissue decoupage on tile coasters? Awesome. Carmelina, tell me too, when you were first doing it, does it bubble up? Because that's what it did for me, and that's where I started researching this and trying to find out other ways to do this process. Because what I love about using tissue paper is that you can see through it, that it's so thin that you can sand off the edges. I mean, you could do that with paper too, but there's something about you can layer tissue paper over and over again and get this really beautiful effect in a way that you can't do paper, because paper's too thick, right? If you're to do paper on top of paper on top of paper, you're not seeing the layers come through, and you're getting it too thick and the edges may pull up. Like this, I don't know if you guys can see this. I mean, this isn't going anywhere. This is like one with the wood, okay? All right, so what I learned is a technique to use Mod Podge, and we are gonna test out doing it with Big Top today instead. So normally what I would do is paint this a bright color. When I decoupage, I usually paint a bright color underneath so that the colors can pop through. Or you can do this on bare wood. Keep in mind that your colors may get a little darker, but it just depends, but you'll have more chance of the wood being able to pop through. So I left this raw today. So first of all, what I want you to do, if you are following along at home, sorry, ice cream truck is here, is I've already put 2 layers of Big Top on here. I'm gonna put a 3rd while we chat, okay? Put it on pretty liberally. This stuff dries so fast. That's why I love Big Top. It just dries so friggin' fast. And it goes on so smoothly. I don't know if you guys, how many top coats you've all tried. And there are limitations to everything, but what I have found, especially with Big Top, is, let me talk to you while that dries. What I found with Big Top over even polyacrylic or polyurethane, which I do use a lot, is especially over black. Big Top is awesome, because I don't know if you've noticed, but polyacrylic, oh my God, Ice Cream Man, shut up! Here, he's coming by. He's gonna start doing Christmas carols, but I gotta keep this door open because it's hot. Is that it can get gummy, and you can overwork it like you do. Do you guys know, like you do more than 2 strokes sometimes with polyurethane, and you've overworked it. It's just like, I can't handle it. Don't put the paintbrush through me again. And I'm like, God, I wanted to get the striations out. So I love that Big Top lets me play a little bit longer, clean up easier. And on this black piece I just finished, see this? Let me see if you can even see this. I might just totally destroy my whole setup here. Almost, aha, there it is. Right there, right there. I pinched the head. I did it in polyurethane, and it was gummy, and it refracted the light the wrong way, and the black looked like gray. It was awful. So I sanded it and then did it in Big Top. Yeah, so there's my Big Top plug. Okay, this is gonna keep going. All right, so now I need you guys to vote. You thought it was your ice cream, man? I know. Ice cream! Okay, we're waiting for that to dry for a second. If I have to, I'll put the heat gun on it. Which do you like better? This one or this one. Red or green? Red or green? I'll wait for your comments. Wait for your comments. Here's another one I did, and I did this using Debi's. Okay, using Big Tops. Look at that. Smooth, like a, well, I was going to say smooth as a baby's butt, but a baby's butt is soft, but it's not smooth. It's kind of dimply. Smooth as glass. How about that? Come on, pick a color, pick a color, any color. Both are fine, red, okay. Carmelina, you were the first one on here, girl, and you were the first one to vote. So it's gonna be red. Okay, so we are going to, if you're doing tissue, y'all know this? You gotta get the back off. Otherwise, you're decoupaging the underlayer to your piece, and you're gonna do all this work, and then all of a sudden you're gonna be like, why is it pulling up around the edges? And then you're going to pull, because you have glued the white down, and then you're going to pull this, like, right off. And you're going to go, dang it, dang it. All right, so we're going to pull that off. All right, things to have done before. No, it's fine. I got a little trick here. Got a little trick for getting this off. So you guys sign up. Opt into my little giveaway there. So it's really just an alert that I'm giving you. But this video that I've edited goes into much more detail than I can go into here for 45 minutes on Debi's page. Like how to get the back off, super easy. The story behind this craziness, more stories behind this craziness, and basically where I inherited my cray-cray from my mother. All right, this is almost dry, see? So we just want to get, it's pretty dang dry. Oh no, it's got a little bit more to go. A little bit more to go. Let's give it another minute. So what supplies do you need for this? Your Big Top, your tissue paper. Where to get tissue paper? A lot of people ask that. If you get it from the dollar store, you can get it from the dollar store, and they have really fun colors. But you get what you pay for, people. Are you ready? For real? Right? Yes, napkins. Right. I'm sorry. Tissue paper napkins. You can also use tissue paper for this. I'm sorry. I should have qualified that. Yes. Normally, I just you can buy rolls of tissue paper. I think there's some really great artists out there who are selling their designs on tissue paper. I've seen a couple of them. Put them in the comments if you know who I'm talking about. But yes, I'm talking about tissue paper napkins for this project, but you are not limited to that. So basically, I just collect them here. All kinds of colors. All kinds of colors. So, and what I do is I group, when I'm doing a project, I group them together, all right, based on kind of overall pattern and design. So in Craft Club, Melissa, you remember that live we did? We just play and play and play. So if you're going to do kind of a mix and match, I would say like get 5 or 6 different patterns, but get a unifying theme. Okay, so unifying theme of or orange. Yeah, right? So I just collect these and save all your little bits. When you do a project, let me tell you something about doing a project like this one, where I'm like, oh my God, I need one more little piece of this. Like, don't throw them away. Keep them. All right, so this is for one of my crazy clients who loves all things purple and gold. So I think she's going to be quite pleased because that's gold leaf and all the purples and the golds. Okay. All righty, so I think we are about there. The next thing you're going to need is you're going to need your Big Top, a brush, all right? Any kind of brush will do. Chip brush is fine. Your napkins, and here's the thing you're going to need, an iron that I have plugged in all the way across the room, so I'm just going to have to run back and forth. But basically, the idea of what we're going to do, if you guys have decoupage with tissue and Mod Podge, is have you put it on, and then you put your tissue on, and then it gets all crinkly, and then it like rips to shreds? Royce, yes, that's it. Royce, is it Roy Cycled? I think it's Roy Cycled, R-O-Y Cycled. She's got beautiful. I haven't tried hers. I haven't ordered them, but I was definitely stalking her page the other day. Very clever, creative gal who has, yes, her own designs on the tissue paper in big sheets. So that could be very fun. I like to layer mine up, but if I go that route, I'm definitely going to give that a shot. So so I'm going to speak from my experience, have tried to decoupage using tissue paper, I've tried to put it on and smooth it out, but you can't because it just goes, right? That's going to be my screenshot. I'm never going to be able to change it. I should just make it my profile picture right now. Or you try to you put it down and then you want to move it around, but you can't. It's done. You can try to slip and slide, and then you're like, oh, I just want to move it a little bit. Are you with me? I just want to move it a little bit. And then it just splits. So this is why I do it this way. And I did one experiment with this using Big Top because I think it will work because Big Top works for image transfer. So I hear. Tell me in the comments if you've done it. Okay, so I think we are dry enough to give this a shot. So I'm going to pull us over here. How are we doing on time? We are good. We are good. We're only halfway through our allocated time. Okay, so basically what we have now are about 3 coats of Debi's. You can let this fully dry. You can come back to this a week later. Quite honestly, it might even be better if it's really, really, really dry. But now, here's the beauty of this. We can place this wherever we want. So we can go, oh yeah, I like that. Or, not that we're going to do that today, but this is the beauty of this that you can't do if your Mod Podge or your Big Top is wet. Or we can line these up just like that and say, oh yeah, okay, no, that doesn't work. Hold on. Right, you can do all this. I mean, you should do all this when you're doing your decoupage. But my point is that at this one, isn't that pretty? This one, you can move them all around. Actually, what if we did this here, and then we did this here? Y'all down with that? Y'all want to get a little crazy with me? Y'all want to try a couple fun designs? I'm game if you're game. We've got time to experiment a little bit. I thought I was going to ramble on more. I must be out of practice. I'll work on that. Okay, so let's pull this apart. Excellent. All right. So what we do is we're going to get that lined up here. Don't worry about ironing this out. Get it closer to you. Don't worry about ironing that out. That doesn't matter because we're going to iron it anyway. I am going to go get some scissors though. And if you're doing white underneath, white swan works really well. If you are going for a more antique look underneath your decoupage, I would highly recommend crinoline or even vintage linen. I did that under, just cutting this straight through. I did that under this one. As you can see, I painted because I had all these whites, so those whites would have just been the color of the wood underneath, but instead they're popping out because I put Debi's underneath that. So here we go. We can kind of do this, and then I'm going to see where to cut that. Ooh, this is going to be pretty. This is going to be pretty. Probably won't get it just right. That's okay. Yeah, I'm going to go for it. When don't I go for it? So I hope you guys have all had an amazing summer. Like, I always get to the end of summer with this kind of sadness that I didn't really summer. Like, my husband used to laugh at me because I didn't know how to Sunday. I mean, this was even before I had a retail location. He's like, oh my God, you don't know how to Sunday. I was like, yeah, Sunday, yard work, paint the house, do a creative project, go to work on your web, whatever. He's right. I have no clue as to what Sundaying means. Well, I also have no clue, evidently, as to what summer means, even though I seem to always want to feel like I've done it. And I feel like I did it this year. I feel like I actually sat by a pool. I actually read a couple books. I went on a trip. That helped. I'm just going to cut these off. Don't worry about getting it perfect because I have a trick for that. So I'm just going to get kind of 3 strips. Did y'all feel like you summered? Or were you just carting the kids back and forth everywhere? Or working? I mean that is the thing too, right? It's not like we get summers off, those of us who are either running businesses or have jobs or anything. I mean, we don't get summers off. No matter what we do, we don't really get summers off anymore. I guess unless you're a teacher. Teachers, do you get summers off for real? Most of the teachers I know are working their butts off all summer just to get ready again. Okay, what about that? I kind of like that. Do you guys like that? Excellent. Okay, so sorry for the noise in the background. I'm in a shared studio. Those of you who have followed my story know that I am temporarily back in my warehouse, so I'm sorry if there's background noise that you are hearing. Her site, Zazzle. I think it is Zazzle, Melissa. I'm almost positive. So what you can do on Zazzle, and there are a few other sites like this too, is you can actually, look at the iron. You can, look at, I'm sweating because I had to turn off the AC because it makes too much noise. You can actually get your own designs put on things. So, you know, maybe if I ever like a piece of this and I'm done with it, I can actually put a design on there. I think it sounds really fun. And then people, you don't have to like get 20 tote bags printed with your design. You can just put the design on, and then if somebody wants to order the tote bag. Brilliant. Brilliant. All right, so I've got the iron. I've got it set to like hot. I think it's like cotton. I'm going to pull it out and hope that it keeps its enough heat. I think it will for what we're doing. So, oh, the next thing I forgot. You need. Now it's losing heat. Wait, I think I can plug it in over there. You need. There it is. Parchment paper. Really noisy parchment paper. You need parchment paper. Okay, sorry, forgot that. All right, let's go back. Okay, so let's pull these 2 up and we're going to do one. This is the trick, kiddos. This is it. We're going to put this down and we're going to see if it works. I know this technique works, but we're going to see if it works with Big Top. Normally I would have put 3 layers of Mod Podge, and instead I'm doing 3 layers of Big Top because I'm 99% sure it's going to work. A, because I did a test, because I cheated, but also sometimes things work and they don't work. So, do you see what I'm doing? I'm just pushing out to the sides. Hey, Crystal, how are you? Andrea! Roy cycled, that's exactly right. Okay, so keep pushing. Then carefully lift this up. Let's see, oh yes. Oh yes. Sorry, I pulled it away. It did it. Do you see how smooth that is? All right, so it's stuck. It's stuck on there. I would recommend doing your edges, but now it's down on there, flat, flat, flat as my stomach in 1986. Flat. Last time. All right, let's do this one. All right, let's just layer that on there. Okay. Hoping this is still warm enough. I might have to go plug in my iron, but I think it will be. So, you know, it doesn't take that long. Sometimes you'll see a little bubble of moisture there. That just means your setting might be a little bit too hot and you've actually pulled the Big Top through your tissue paper, but that's okay. That just means it's working. It just means it's working. Okay. Oh, gosh. Okay. No wrinkles. Trying to get this the best angle. See that? It's totally flat. Totally flat. Let's do the last one. And then on this piece, I might, who knows what I'll do. I might use all this just as a background. You could do some IOD stamps. You could do some stencils. You could freehand it. You could say something nice on it. You could do whatever you want. I'm just kind of teaching you how to do a few different things on here that I thought would be fun. So on my YouTube, if you guys sign up, on the video, I definitely am going into much more depth on a lot of these processes, also going into how to layer. And then I'm also going to have a very reasonably priced, I'm thinking like 10 bucks. I've also made a longer version. So I know I'm kind of been in the editing studio a lot. But basically I'm making a fun, free tutorial where you guys can just kind of just the facts, ma'am, plus a couple fun stories, because Debbie loves some stories and she's inspired all of us to tell our stories. And then I'm also making an accompanying tutorial. All right, and I'd love to tell you guys more about that. All right, so that one's puckering a little because my iron is losing its heat. Let me plug that back in. Okay, it's still really good. So if you had forgotten to take off your other layer, you would see that this one isn't sticking and you'd be able to pull it off and the one underneath is stuck. So there's not really a solution to that I found. It's kind of a nightmare. I did a whole tabletop like that before I realized that I took off one of the layers and then realized there were two. Dang it. All right, so look at that. So you can see that with the light from outside. Okay. So it's stuck on there pretty good. This one could use a little bit more. The iron was getting cool. So now I want to show you how to get the edges off here. So in the accompanying YouTube and tutorial, I'm going to show you how to get more layers on top of each other, how to put a layer on top of this, and also the trick to seal this without it puckering back up again, because that's the problem. Don't do this and then go, yay, it's so flat, I'm going to put Debbie's big top on top and seal it. Because guess what it's going to do? That won't work. That won't work. Didn't work for me, but I have some tricks. I got some moves there for you. All right, so you see what I'm doing? I'm just taking a sanding block and going against the outside. If you get a little piece that pulls up, just stick the iron back on it. You'll get it. You'll get it. Let me do this close up here so you can really see. I want this to show through on the back, okay? I think that makes it kind of fun. And I find this much easier than trying to cut. And you can come in as much as you want. Like I'm kind of coming in a lot. Okay. And then what you can do, where I have these seams right in here, so you can kind of, sometimes you can only do it if it's really sharp, or it's really new. But basically what I do, yeah, it's getting there. You guys see that? All right, I didn't get my edge down enough there, so. Basically, if you've got your edge really, really glued down, when you go in with your sanding block, it won't pull it up, okay? Sometimes I seal this first before I do this step, but I just wanted to do to see what's possible. Okay. But that's how you can kind of go in there. And it's okay if a little bit of it comes up, but yeah, I don't have enough. And this might need to be a new like a new sanding block that's kind of sharper, a little bit more to get in here. What you can do is then you can get all those little edges. And a happy new year. Okay, so you can get all that. But it's definitely working. You can see how well it laid down here. And you can sand that back as much or as little as you want. And you could even, if you want to, you can kind of sand back in here. Like you can get it like as rustic as you want. See how I'm getting it right there on that edge? You can kind of sand that back deliberately. Kind of get that up. So I would say, if I'm doing a product review, that Big Top worked. Big Top definitely worked. Okay, so if you are doing this process and you want to just stick with your favorite brand, i.e. DIY paint, because we're on DIY paint page, and we all love DIY paint. It worked. It worked. It worked. It worked. It worked. Okay. Do you guys have any questions for me? We're almost at wrap up time, and I also want to have any suggestions. So should we make it a clock? We could put this here and do a clock. We could paint welcome. We could hang it this way. We could hang it this way. We could just use this as a base for some kind of decoupage. Mixed media. Let me see some of your comments, kiddos. I would love to see. Always do your parchment paper on top because that is going to keep it. I've forgotten and I've gone right on it with the iron and it's kind of crackled it up. This also works with regular paper. I have not tested the methodology of putting a glue-based coating will work with regular paper as well. I have not tried Big Top for holding on bigger pieces of paper. So if you guys, give it a shot. All right. I'm gonna look here. Let me see. Any more questions? All right. I have a little delay. Last time I signed off and then got a bunch of questions after. Big Top and Gator Hide are not the same. I would test. Crystal, they are napkins. But this will work for napkins or tissue paper, either one. Big Top and Gator Hide, I have not worked with Gator Hide yet. Even though I am a Dixie Belle rep, I haven't tried it. I just haven't tried it. I haven't had a project for it yet. I'm going back here and looking if there are any other questions that you guys had for me. Yes, the dollar store. Oh, Linda, thank you. That is very sweet. I appreciate that. And I hope you guys will, I am like freaking dying here. Sorry. Y'all want to see what I do all day at work? Hold on. This is what I do. My friend gave me this portable air conditioner, and I just stand here for and then I go do work, and then I go stand here, except most of my day, what I've made a commitment to taping every single thing I do. This is my new thing. Debbie has inspired me. Everything I do, I'm turning into a tutorial or a free YouTube video. One or the other, or both. So I can't have that on when I'm filming. Okay? So I'm in here 8 hours a day, making tea carts, painting furniture, with the bright lights on so that you guys can see what I'm doing and the multiple camera angles and the voiceover. And I have to keep turning that on in between shots and just, can y'all manifest for me an air-conditioned art studio, please? Because September cannot come fast enough for me. Anyway, I just want to thank my DIY sisters. Please check all of them out. They have so many clever ideas. This is such a community of creative cleverness. It's amazing. You can trademark that. I want to thank, as always, Debbie for hosting us, supporting us, teaching us, and providing us with a fantastic product line that you guys get to enjoy. And we love teaching you how to use it, okay? Signing off, Tanglewood Sue, Crazy Craft Coach, Senior Dumpster Diva, Color Enthusiast. I'll just keep going. And goodbye. And goodbye. And goodbye. You just see my butt there. And goodbye.